All right, real talk. Most local health businesses do not have an audience. They're posting randomly, they're hoping the right people see it, and they're shaking their head frustrated when still no one new is buying from them. But here's the thing, building an audience that buys from you isn't luck, it's strategy. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build an audience that not only follows you, but eventually buys from you. We'll break down step by step the system that I use in my patient pipeline framework so that by the end of this video, you will know who your real audience is, where to actually find them, and how to actually get them to trust you enough to pay you money. Sound good? Let's get into it. My name is Hayden Cresswell, and I help health service businesses like chiropractors, dentists, physical therapists, med spas get new patients consistently without relying on referrals, guesswork in their marketing, and losing a bunch of profits to the insurance companies. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, stick around because we'll help you out. Now, the first step that we have talked about in building an audience that buys is know exactly who you're talking to. So I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times, but you cannot build an audience that buys if you do not know who that audience is. Now, I'm not talking about service level stuff. I'm not talking about, oh, it's women in their 30s. That's really generic, and your marketing is going to come off as generic. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're a chiropractor. What you need to start doing is start learning their core pain points, their objections, their fears, their false beliefs, their desires, what they've already tried that hasn't worked, what they've tried that they did get some results in, so you can know exactly who your customer is. So let's say you're a chiropractor and you say, my audience is people with back pain. That's everybody. Everybody over the age of 25 is apparently your customer. If that was the case, we wouldn't need this video. So your actual audience might be moms in their 30s to 40s who have had back pain since pregnancy. They've tried massages, they've tried stretching, but they still wake up every day tired and sore. They're not looking for a spinal adjustment. They're looking for energy back. They're looking to be able to play with their kids and bend down and pick them up without wincing pain in their lower back. Do you see the difference? They're completely two different marketing strategies. One is talking to a very specific person who you're already in their head. You're entering the conversation that's already in their head. The other one is just everybody else. Generic, doesn't create familiarity, doesn't create trust. You don't really know anything about them. So here's how to find that info fast. A couple places you can look. Read your reviews. Read your Google reviews. Read the Google reviews of your customers. You're going to find the language they use to speak about your services, what they like, what they dislike, all of that stuff. So use your reviews already. People are literally telling you what they like. Ask your team. What do patients come in and complain about the most when they're getting a facial, when they're getting their back adjusted, when they're getting their teeth whitened? What are the things that people are talking about complaining? Complaints are a gold mine. Every time you hear a complaint, write it down because it's something you can solve and have them pay for. Next, check Facebook groups, Reddit groups, whatever, forums online where people are talking about your services, whether it's other chiropractors or other dentists or it's your patients. But your goal is to basically be online as your perfect avatar. So become that person and start doing what they would do online. Search how to fix lower back pain. Search how to whiten teeth naturally at home. Search those types of things. See what pops up. Build content around that. And like I said earlier, just know the exact language they use. So a lot of business owners get stuck in that technical language because they know their craft so well. The problem is we don't. We're your average person. Talk to us like we're third graders. Like it should be, if your 5-year-old niece can't understand what you do, break it down even more. Make it as simple as possible. Use the right language and make it easy to understand. But really, just take a minute, sit down, close your eyes, and for 5 minutes, get in the head of one of your customers. Get in the head, become who they are. Think about what they would ask. Think about what they're dealing with every day. Think about the things they can't do or are limited to do because of what it is, whether it's confidence from a smile that's a little yellow, whether it's back pain and they can't pick up their kids, whatever it may be. Sit down, get in their head, and become it. Now, once you figure that stuff out, like for our company and the clients we work with, we create a one sheet. We basically say, okay, here's all the information we have on it. All of our content, everything we talk about comes from this sheet. Now, it might be specific questions, but we answer them with this sheet in mind, with our avatar in mind, which is that way every piece of content you're putting out is consistent in the categories you want it to be, so you're consistently drawing in the right people. Step 2, find out where they hang out. Now that you know who you're talking about, you got to actually be able to talk to them. And so many businesses just overcomplicate this. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be where they're at, and you need to nail it. So if your customers are on Facebook, they are. If your customers are on YouTube, they are. Those are my two big places to start. My big one that we use for our clients is YouTube for these educational things that really build that trust. But if your clients are 35 to 55, they're probably on Facebook and YouTube. If they're maybe a little younger women or something like that, maybe they're on TikTok and Instagram if you're like a med spa or something like that. But they are there, and they're all on YouTube. They're all on Facebook. They're everywhere, but pick one category. So let's say, like for most that we work with, we immediately start with YouTube because it's organic. You can create good leads through it, and you can build trust and longer form videos with it a little easier. That short form Instagram, TikTok stuff is great for followers and getting those people into that system and sending them to YouTube. But I personally recommend YouTube first. So be sure to be matching your content with the platform. So, you don't want really short content on YouTube all the time. Maybe stick YouTube where they want educational, long form proof, or they want, that educational longer stuff that they're going to really just sit down and watch the video. Instagram, it's more personal, it's more raw, so you can do a little more raw things with it. You're walking through your office with your phone, talking about something real quick. Boom, that can go on Instagram. That can go on TikTok, that kind of stuff. Facebook is trying to be a little more community vibe, but really the organic reach of Facebook is so small these days. I highly recommend YouTube because people will be actively searching for that stuff in the beginning. Obviously, as you nail that one, you'll expand to the others. So pick your lane, and here's the tip. Start organic first. You don't need to put ads into it. You don't need to do anything. Post your short-form videos, post your long-term form videos, your success stories, your educational videos, all that stuff, behind the scenes clips, excuse me, and just see what connects. See what your audience engages with. See what that stuff. Now be careful. We don't want to get too caught up in our vanity metrics, the likes, all that kind of stuff, the views, all of that, because that's great. If you got a video and it went viral, that's awesome. But 99% of the people that saw it are not in your serviceable area and are not your clients. So we're not trying to go viral. We're trying to get the right people to see the content so they actually buy from us. So see what connects with your audience. And then as you grow, as you expand, as that organic reach and that organic lead generation starts creating buyers for you, then you just amplify it with paid ads. And you can take some of those things that are working organically and create ads and stuff like that to push people into that system. Because here's the truth. If it's not working organically, it's probably not going to work in an ad. Because if it works organically, it's exactly what people want to see, so it'll work in an ad. If it's not working organically, people might not care about it, so then you might just be wasting money advertising whatever that content is. Now, step 3. How do we actually build the trust in our audience so they buy? Okay, so you know who they are, you know where to find them. Now you've got to make them trust you. And that comes down to creating content from step 1, where you learned about your avatar. You really got into the nitty-gritty details. Now, so what you're going to do is the first step is social proof. So all the reviews, all the testimonials, everything you have like that should be plastered everywhere. I mean, it should be anywhere someone looks at you online. They should be bombarded, smacked in the face with all your amazing people saying, these guys are awesome, absolutely work with them, yada, yada, yada. That is the most powerful form of social proof and trust you can do, is other people selling your services. That's great. Step 1, start really pumping out those reviews. Ask every single person. Step 2 is be consistent. Be consistent in the type of content you create and when you do it. I don't care if it's once a week. I don't care if it's 10 times a week. You could post 100 times a day, and you could continue to do more. So basically, be consistent in not only actually posting, but the type of content you're posting. You don't want to be all over where like this video has a great audience, but none of those people are actually going to buy from you. If you're a dentist, I'm not talking about cleaning the little toothpick things, because my audience, like the actual people coming to get their teeth cleaned, don't care about that. Other dentists might, but we don't want them watching it. We want people who are buying from you. So consistency in the amount and when you're posting, and the consistency in what actual content you're creating. So a simple one you could do is 3 short form videos a week. So a quick little Instagram reel, Facebook reel, whatever it may be. 1 long form YouTube video. And long form doesn't need to be huge. 10-minute videos is all you need. Because we're trying to just build that trust. The more content they consume from you, the more they trust you, the more they will eventually buy. And here's the deal. That's it. When people see your face, hear your voice, and learn something from you each week or a little bit here and there, you become the obvious choice when they decide to buy. So when they decide to buy, they're not looking at other dentists or other chiropractors, other med spas, whatever it may be. They're looking at you because they already know they can trust you. And here's the secret that most agencies really don't want you to know. You don't want and don't need a massively large audience. You want a trusting audience because of the people that are actually following you and watching your stuff are the audience that you figured out you want, and you've built that trust in them. That's what creates buyers. It's not the vanity of how many views you get, how many likes you get. Now, some of that stuff is directly correlated. If you put out a great piece of content and it's crushing it and you're getting a bunch of leads from it, more people are probably going to comment it, like it, see it, stuff like that. But views is not nearly as important as, hey, if this piece of content that I put out got 100 views, but I got 2 leads from it, that's a great piece of content. If this piece of content I put out got 100,000 views and I got 2 leads from it again, guess which piece of content is better? This one. Now, we got the same amount, but it took 1,000 views for us to get 2. That means maybe we're not hitting the right audience with this, but we are over here. So keep that in mind. We don't need a big audience. We need a trusting, small, buying audience. A small group of people who actually see your stuff and think, this person, this business knows me, knows exactly what I want, and they can fix me, are going to buy from you every time. All right. Take a breath. That's it. That's where you need to start. Even if you don't hire anyone, just start knowing your audience. Your step 1 is really getting in the head of your avatar. Start there, and then everything else grows from that. The content you create, your marketing strategies, all of that. So take what you learned here, implement it. If you would like some help building your patient empire and your patient pipeline with the ads, the content strategy, the automations, all of that, it's exactly what my team does. We'd be happy to help. Click the link below this video and we'll get you a strategy session with us. Thanks.